I'm Gloria S, Crump, the Queen of Real Estate of the Coastal Leaders. Thank you for joining this week's Tea and Crumpets. And today I have Ashley Roberts, the publisher of Gulf Coast City Lifestyle Magazine. So thank you for joining.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, and so we have lots of fun things to talk about. So I'm very excited that you're here today. And so tell us a little background of Gulf Coast City Lifestyle.
Okay, so I have been a part-timer here since 2008, and I was so fortunate to become a full-timer here in 2009, living in paradise.
Yes.
And something that immediately struck out to me was that we did not have a magazine for the locals.
Yeah.
And tourism here is huge, and I get it, a lot of tourist magazines, so I thought, we really need something for our community as our community keeps growing, 2,000 people a year, and how do we get to know each other?
Yes.
So I thought, you know what, I want to bring a magazine to the island that is for the locals, and it's by the locals. And so that was my idea.
Yeah. Now, so that's pretty much how it started and what motivated you, because you actually were here and you saw firsthand the publications and you saw a need for it, like a good niche. I think that's awesome.
So at the time, so I was moved here. I was a corporate move, and I worked for a company that goes and then that's all I can say. It's an injection, and it's everywhere nowadays.
Yeah.
But that's who I worked for, and they moved me here. And so after the hurricane, I was, of course, at home for 2 or 3 weeks after the hurricane, working with Fred Franks, doing a lot of outreach to people who were devastated, because we made it out okay. And so if you make it out okay, you go out and help.
Oh, yeah.
And so soon as our electricity came back on and things weren't all back together, I found myself on social media more than I normally am. And I noticed in the local groups, people were posting things like, I lost my pier and my dock and my lift, and who can help me? And the people that were tagging people were not marine construction. I thought, you know, why do we not know who to use on the island?
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what services are reputable, 5-star, best of all, when great Google reviews, things like that. And I have been working for a global, the largest, world's largest instant maker for my whole life. I thought, well, I could be the champion for the small business person.
I think that's awesome.
So that just got my plan together and started interviewing magazines to purchase and figuring out what I was going to do. But my whole goal was to take small businesses, introduce them to the community, and tell the community not only what they do, why they do it, and who they are.
So it helps people relate to that company and makes them feel like they know them on even a personal level.
That's right.
Because a lot of times that's, you know, if you got 10 businesses out there that do the same thing, sometimes people just want to feel like they can relate to that person, and if they can share their story. And I love that, because then people can relate to them, and it really does make sense.
Oh, it does. And the other thing is I love to offer is exclusivity. So I don't represent more than 2 people in each category. So 2 dentists, 2 orthodontists, things like that, to keep it streamlined, and where I'm not like pimping out all these businesses.
Well, and one thing is too, you know that they're reputable. You're not trying to just go get anyone. So when you're standing behind those companies that you represent, and I think that's pretty impressive, because I didn't realize that. So I think that's pretty awesome that you're like, hey, if these people are in my magazine, they have my stamp of approval.
And well, they've been vetted.
Exactly.
Yes. We check the Google reviews. One of my first questions is, especially with home services, is if someone calls you today and wants a quote on an alarm system or a new garage coating or whatever it may be, blinds, you know, because we just had our swag guys here.
Yes, we did.
How long will it take you to get out and give that person a quote? Yeah. Because the biggest problem we've had here on the island is just getting people to show up.
Well, there's a saying that you'll hear, called island time.
Yes, but
it's not a good island.
No, it's not Jamaica.
It's not a good island time, because everybody's like, wow, they're just on island time, because you're talking about, you know, people really want, you know, speedy service. But so
and that was something also that Sally showed me, was that it took so long for me to get people to come out and repair things for us, and there were people that were a lot worse, so I let them, you know, and then we came and got our stuff fixed later. But then when the hailstorm hit, we got hit hard, so I couldn't get someone to come out and repair my hurricane windows, replace my hurricane windows. I mean, that's an expensive
very
job,
expensive.
and no one wanted to come help me. And I was like, wow, okay, we need to find the businesses that want to work, that are ready to work, and that are want to grow on the island, and we can help them do that.
And reputable. So I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
And so, so what other topics do y'all do?
Okay, so yes. So we have a theme every month, and we have to stay 80% on theme, and so that's Google's that comes up. That's their idea, and I think it's a great idea because it's like we turn in one and our brains start working on the next one for our team. So what we do is with January and February are our wellness issues. So we did a little bit story about an herbalist. And then our February is one of my favorites. This is our Love Local. Why are we unique? Why is our community unique? So we did the Ray Clay Strays this year. So we do bands, local bands, we do local artists and artists of all mediums. And so that's one of my favorites to put together because I love the arts.
I do too.
And then our March is our home issue. And then, isn't that beautiful home?
It is gorgeous.
This is our investment issues for April. So here, gemstones. And then our ladies issue, which we have some beautiful ladies on the cover this year in 2024.
I recognize a few of them.
Yes, they are. And what this was is they gave, the mature women gave advice to younger women.
And I think that's great because like we were talking earlier, men, you always hear some guys sometimes that help out the sons that might not have great father figures or might not even have a father figure. So it's great that, you never really hear about women stepping in the role of being a great mother figure to people, women that are not unfortunate.
A lot of young women just don't have professional people to kind of help mold them and to be or even have a self-esteem to be an entrepreneur or to go out there and go to school or whatever. So I thought that's really amazing. This was a great issue for me. It was very fulfilling to do that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's great.
And the gentleman's issue. And this year we were so blessed. We had Train contacted us and we got Train on the cover.
That's awesome.
And I just love it.
Great photo.
And we also did, this was really cool because, we had our very first distillery in Alabama. And so we got to do a big thing with Clyde May's whiskey. And it's just a beautiful, this is his pawpaw, Clyde May. And they came down here to the beach.
The branding.
And then we did this. JD Swagger did this picture because we wanted to show them here, Clyde May at the beach, because they're by Conecuh, so it was nice that they came down here. And this was another one of my favorite issues. Maybe they're all my favorite. I don't know. They're my babies, so I love them all. Don't call my baby ugly, right? So this is our July issue, and this one's Explore Our Island. And so we like to just do things that make our island community unique. And so it's very marine based, and it's a great issue. And men love that one as well.
So sure.
They get 2 in a row. They get the men's and the Explore Island.
And then we get the rest of 10 months.
Yes, because most magazine reader, 83% of our readers are female.
Yep.
So this was our kids and pets. So we have a rescue dog, Phoebe, and her 2-year-old owner, Micah. And then after August this is our issue that's out right now. This is our September style issue.
And Olivia just came to speak with us on Tea and Crumpets. So.
Yes, most talented, sweetest young lady, humble. And so I dreamt about this cover of Walking on Water, and JD and I we actually pulled it off. But it's shocking, and we were like looking for alligators and protect Olivia Skipper at all costs type thing. But it was a blast, and I brought this one because this is our last year's food and drink, because this is the issue that we just finished. So our food and drink, it's our 3rd food and drink issue that'll be out a week before October 1st, and we're real proud that we made it that far, that we're on our 3rd food and drink issue.
That's awesome.
That's our Winston, aka Weinstein. And so he's been in all 3, and he's the one that brought to my attention. He said, I was in your first one, I was the cover of your second one, and now you're doing a follow-up because you just got a new accreditation in the wine world. And I said, well, you know what? We all love you, and we just want to
awesome. Y'all are on a journey together.
Yes, absolutely. So we like to highlight businesses and local people and the beauty of our island.
Well, I like how you have the themes, and y'all are able to continue through. Every year it's the same month, it's the same thing, so people look forward to what to expect.
I hope so. I hope they do.
I love
and that's when they open their mailbox, it's there. If they're busy, I hope that they're excited to say, when I have some free time, I can't wait to lie down on my couch or take this to the beach or the pool and read this.
Yeah, well, and too, they can keep it for references for, like you were saying, for businesses that they're in the need of interior design, things of that nature. Or, hey, there's these restaurants on the food and issue. We're going down to the beach. Let's go.
Right.
Where should we go eat? I think it's great.
And then, where we live, we're not a big, outside of the Queen of Real Estate, we're not a big fashion town, right? So we don't have a Saks, we don't have a Nordstrom, we have beautiful local boutiques. So for our style issue, we do a little bit of fashion, but it's majority of interiors and things like that, because
it's big.
It just fits better in our community to
does.
show coastal interiors and boat interiors.
Yeah, with real estate, like you said, the boating and things. I love looking at boats, and so
Me too.
I do. It's fun. Now, what is the circulation? You were saying that when people go to their mailbox and they open up their mailbox. So, how do people get copies of the magazine?
So we have 7,500 issues that are mailed directly from our printer straight into the mailbox, and they arrive usually a week before the 1st of that month.
Okay.
So sometimes because we have 6 don't miss events, and that way if it's an event like on October 4th, they still have time to make plans to go. So we like it to be there a week before. And so it's 7,500 residential mailboxes of the most affluent single family homes. And then we do 500 to businesses with waiting rooms. And this is where we trickle into Foley because we hit the medical community where emergency rooms are getting 20 issues. We want them to take it home with them and contact us and say, I'm not receiving this. Yes. And so if you're not receiving it, reach out to us. We have a website, GulfCoastCityLifestyle.com. You can say contact the publisher, or you can subscribe online. And so there's a digital version as well. So we have the 500 that goes to businesses. And then we have an additional 500 that's handed out by the City of Orange Beach at their office, and also at Badass Coffee on Canal.
Awesome. That's great. I mean, because like you were saying, it's for the locals. So that's really good for people to be able to refer to this. And I'm going to have to get on y'all's distribution. So, and then let's see. So what makes Gulf Coast City Lifestyle Magazine different from other magazines and publications?
Okay, well, let's talk about the gold standard on the island. Okay, so I've been coming down here since 2007, and the mullet rapper, Fran, he is the gold standard on what's happening in the next 2 weeks, and he's a local guy, and he just does a great job in letting us know what's going on, and I just admire him a lot. So I definitely never want to compete with Fran. So what I decided was talk to Fran about what I wanted to do. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to highlight our local businesses, our local interesting eccentrics, our local people that are also our gratitude issues, all dedicated people that do good for our community and things like that. So community outreach, all types of things that I wanted to actually teach our community about, let people get to know people in our community, because everyone here comes from somewhere else. So what's going to build our cohesion as a community is getting to know each other through the magazine. And so when it comes down to it, when you're looking at magazines that are out there for the locals, Fran's is for anybody, but Fran and I are the only ones that actually live on the island.
And so you'll know exactly what's going on. You see
in the mix.
Needs.
We're in the mix.
You're definitely in the mix. You're in the trenches.
Yes, we are in the trenches. And Fran's just everywhere. I work with Coastal Alabama Business Chamber. I'm a diplomat with them. So I go to all the ribbon cuttings. So I'm the first person to know this new business is coming to our community and what can they offer us. So and a lot of times I'll just give them a mention, a shout out in the magazine. You know, if they don't have the budget to advertise, I work with everybody.
Awesome.
I want a big business. I want a power washer to be able. I want everybody to be able to be part of it.
Yeah, well, I think that's awesome, and I love the fact that you are here. You're local, because I see you at lots of places, so I know you are in the trenches as well, and you're out there, and you really saw a need that our area needed.
Yes.
We needed, and I love the fact that you've really just dived so deep into it, and you put your heart and soul into it.
I do. I have a big passion for this community because it is a community, and I also have a big passion for small businesses. So what I was doing on a global scale in marketing, now I can do for a small business that might only have 2 employees or 1 employee.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing for me to have that knowledge and experience and be able to pass it on to somebody for a very reasonable price and say, you know what, let me show you, maybe you might want to change this, you might want to change this. And if you don't, that's fine, we're still going to run with it, but I kind of consult. And I think like basically, you know, just selling ads is selling ads, but I like to like kind of consult and lift them up and kind of say, this is the path to success right here.
And I just love the fact that you try to really help your clients, so to speak, and just even giving a background of like their personal self. So I do feel like people then can relate and they'll only enhance their business growing.
So in my whole career in medical marketing, we say clients and patients and things like that. So when I started the magazine, I made a conscious decision to call anybody that wants to be in the magazine my partner.
Oh, that's great.
So they're partners for me. And then there's those people that believed in me before I had a magazine, and I was telling them a concept that they couldn't hold on to. It was intangible. They're like, they couldn't look at it, and you know, so many people believed in me, and I'm appreciative to those. Those are my founding partners.
When was it? It was like right when it started.
Yes, right. Yes, I would say July or August of 22 when Bailey Kennan brought me up here to meet you.
Yep, I remember meeting you. You were right here.
Yeah, she said, "You want to be the queen?" I said, "Are you kidding me? Let's go now." We were at Southern Grind. She's like, "Let's." She's like, "Let's do it."
I love it. I still have that magazine, so I do. Well, I just really appreciate you taking the time and telling us the background of how this even became, you know, to fruition. I think it's awesome.
Thank you for inviting me today, Gloria. I really appreciate you.
You are welcome. So I hope that y'all enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next food magazine.
Yeah. So what we do with our food issue, this is cute. We cover the 2 restaurants or 3 restaurants, any restaurants that have opened since our last issue.
Oh, wow.
So last year, with this one, we did Ristorante Carmelo.
Yes,
we did Jesse's on the Bay. And oh my gosh, I'm forgetting my 3rd one.
Well, we have lots of, let's see.
Oh, and we did Conchita's Catering. She was like the hot new caterer here. The year before we did like food trucks. We like to hit all budgets, you know, not just the fine dining. And then so our upcoming issue that's going to print on the 9th for our food issue, we covered the 2 new restaurants that opened in the last year. So I'll just let y'all all guess what those 2 are. But we're really excited. And one of them got the cover. So we don't really know what the cover is going to be. We just look at all the photos, and it's like organic. The photos kind of, one just stands out and says, make me a cover.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
I love the food issue as well.
Yeah, I like to eat.
well, my photographer loves it because, you know, shooting photographs of still life is a lot easier than dogs or people.
For sure. So it makes it a lot easier.
And it's just a beautiful photo.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm looking forward to it. So thank you. And thank you for watching. And I look forward to showcasing even more of her magazines.